The crew, lacking a sufficient or proper ship to venture into the Grand Line, decided to stop at Syrup Village, a small island in the south, in search of a better vessel. In Syrup Village, the town prankster, Ussop, tricks the townspeople into thinking that pirates have arrived to attack the village. He is chased out of town by the villagers. However, one of the children informs him that Usopp's pirate crew has actually arrived on the island. The Ussop pirates head to the shore to confront the crew. Ussop attempts to scare them off the island, but all his attempts fail as Luffy sees through each of his antics. Luffy realizes that Ussop is the son of Ussop, one of Shanks' crew members. After stopping at a local restaurant to eat, they decide to go to the large mansion atop the hill to ask for financial support from its owners. The lady of the mansion, Kaya, is protected by her butler, Klahadore, following the death of her parents. Despite being the only person who brings her joy, Kaya is forbidden by Klahadore from entering the mansion due to his reputation as a troublemaker. However, Ussop sneaks into the mansion and talks to Kaya. The group follows him and secretly enters the mansion, but they are confronted by Klahadore for trespassing. After facing the crew, Klahadore refused their request for a ship. He directed his anger towards Ussop, insulting him and comparing him to his pirate father, calling him barbaric and a mere criminal. Enraged, Ussop attacked Klahadore. In response, Klahadore expelled Ussop and the crew from the premises, ordering them not to return. Kaya remained in her room, crying, and Klahadore entered to console her. He explained his past and the reason for his protection of Kaya. After being fired from the ship he worked on, he was left stranded in Syrup Village. Kaya's father warmly welcomed him into their mansion, and he dedicated himself to serving the family. Following Kaya's parents' passing, Klahadore decided to become her guardian and protect her from harm, including Ussop, whom he saw as a bad influence. Kaya forgave Klahadore for his harsh handling of the situation. Zoro and Nami remained outside the town with the children. One of the children discovered a peculiar man walking around and alerted the others. The man introduced himself as a hypnotist. He demonstrated his skills by hypnotizing the children using a chakram on a string, causing them to fall asleep. However, he accidentally hypnotized himself, leading him to sleep as well. Ussop and Luffy sat together, discussing Usopp's father, Ussop. However, they spotted Klahadore privately meeting with the hypnotist, Django. In their fear, they learned that Klahadore was actually Captain Kuro of the Black Cat Pirates. Kuro and Django planned to kill Kaya to inherit her wealth, as Django could hypnotize Kaya to change her will. They revealed that Kuro had escaped marine pursuit by sending a lookalike to be executed. Django disclosed that the Black Cat Pirates ship was stationed on the island, ready to attack the village. Kuro and Django spotted Luffy and Ussop overhearing their conversation. Django hypnotized Luffy, causing him to sleep and fall into a ravine. They decided not to intervene with Ussop, knowing he wouldn't be believed by the townspeople if he spoke out. Ussop fled towards the village. Nami and Zoro headed to the ravine to find Luffy. They discovered Luffy at the bottom of the ravine and went down to wake him up. Luffy revealed to them Klahadore's malicious intentions. Ussop ran to the village to alert others about the impending attack, but the townspeople didn't believe him, comparing him to Klahadore, whom they trusted more. The townspeople chased Ussop out of the village. Ussop then went to Kaya's mansion to warn her about the danger, but she also didn't believe him, thinking it was a bad joke. Ussop attempted to escort Kaya out of the building, but he faced the mansion guards. Despite Usopp's fight against the guards, Kaya refused to leave and slapped Ussop in the face. One of Kaya's butlers, Mary, shot Ussop in the arm, and he was relentlessly pursued by the townspeople. Meanwhile, Kuro held a meeting with his crew on their ship stationed on the island. He ordered them to destroy the entire village the next day. The crew, Ussop, and the children met outside the village. The children expressed their disappointment in Ussop for lying to them as they left. The crew agreed to fight alongside Ussop to defend Syrup Village from the Black Cat Pirates. Kuro, still masquerading as Klahadore, returned to Kaya's mansion, where Kaya was already asleep and Mary was attending to his duties. Kuro saw a gift from Kaya, a pair of custom-made glasses to prevent them from slipping off his nose. He destroyed the glasses, revealing his true identity to Mary. Displaying his long and sharp nails resembling cat claws, he slashed Mary before heading to Kaya's room to watch her sleep. Morning came, and as planned, the Black Cat Pirates led by Django landed on the island. However, Ussop forgot about the second entrance to the village at the northern end of the island, where the Black Cat pirates decided to enter. Nami, Luffy, and Ussop hurried to the northern end, while Zoro was stranded at the south entrance. While Zoro persisted in climbing, Luffy got lost while trying to reach the northern shore. Upon reaching the northern end, Ussop attacked the advancing Black Cat pirates using his slingshot. He attempted to distract the pirates using the treasures on the ship, but Nami arrived and stopped them. Unimpeded, the Black Cat pirates continued their advance on the island, and Nami and Ussop couldn't stop them. However, Luffy and Zoro arrived just in time to intervene. Kuro noticed that his men were late in entering the village. He decided to personally head to the northern shore, vowing to kill his entire crew if they made a mistake. The children attempted to enter Kaya's mansion to check on her, but Usopp's secret entrance was sealed, and they couldn't climb up. Inside the mansion, Kaya emerged from her room and found the injured Mary on the floor. Mary declared that Ussop was telling the truth and that Klahadore was indeed a pirate attempting to kill Kaya for her family's wealth. While the advancing Black Cat pirates couldn't match Luffy and Zoro, Django hypnotized them to increase their strength. The newly hypnotized fighters became stronger, smashing a portion of the cliff with a punch. However, Django accidentally hypnotized Luffy in the process, who, with his enhanced strength, defeated the Black Cat pirates, then destroyed the front part of their ship. Django hypnotized Luffy to sleep, causing him to collapse, but the ship's part also collapsed on the pirates. As a last-ditch effort to overcome the crew's defense, Django summoned the Nyaban brothers, Sham and Butchie, who were guarding the ship. Although the Nyaban brothers initially seemed weak and cowardly, they used it to outsmart Zoro. Sham took 2 of Zoro's katanas, leaving him to defend himself with 1 sword. Usopp attempted to shoot them with a slingshot but missed, hitting Zoro instead and allowing the Nyaban brothers to strike his chest. Nami tried to retrieve Zoro's katanas, but she was stopped by Django, who slashed her shoulder with his chakram. In the midst of the Black Cat pirates' terror, Kuro arrived at the shore, frustrated by the setbacks in the operation. Furious that his plan was thwarted, Django and the other Black Cat pirates were fearful of him, including Sham and Butchie. He couldn't believe his former crew was stopped by a group of children, demanding an explanation from Django. Django reminded Kuro that getting rid of Usopp wouldn't pose any problem. Kuro said he knew Usopp would futilely try to stop the Black Cat pirates from attacking Syrup Village because no one would believe him, but what he didn't expect was the weakness of his men. This remark angered Sham and Butchie. They remembered Kuro as a strong killer and accused him of being weak. They confronted him, hoping to kill him. Django tried to warn them, but it was futile. Before they could punch him, he suddenly disappeared. Then he reappeared behind them a moment later, with his cat claws gloves on his hands, surprising even Zoro. They tried to attack him again, but he disappeared once more. Django recognized this move as the Nukiashi technique, Kuro's trademark attack. He appeared again behind Sham and Butchie, while pointing his claw-like knives at them. Even Nami was impressed because the Nyaban brothers almost defeated Zoro. This silent technique was incredibly powerful, even a crew of 50 assassins couldn't stop Kuro. Django knew he couldn't stop him. Nami managed to get up despite her wound. Kuro gave his crew 5 minutes to kill Zoro. If they failed, he would kill them all. Sham and Butchie went straight for Zoro to kill him. Nami kicked the 2 swords straight to Zoro. Although Nami disrespectfully kicked her swords, Zoro thanked her for returning them and defeated the Nyaban brothers using the Toragari technique. Kuro counted down the minutes, and both Usopp and the Black Cat pirates were surprised by his attack. Even Django was taken aback. Zoro told Kuro that he would defeat the former captain in less than 5 minutes. Kuro was slightly impressed. Butchie was still conscious and begged Django to hypnotize him to become stronger and defeat Zoro. Django did so, and Zoro decided to face Butchie before fighting Kuro. After being hypnotized, Butchie became stronger and fiercer than before, his body growing larger. Zoro was surprised, but he quickly calmed down and decided to fight him no matter what. Meanwhile, Nami went to wake up Luffy, who was sleeping. She managed to wake him up by kicking his head. Just as Luffy woke up to stop Django from killing Nami with his teeth while arguing about the way he woke him up. Nami found out that Django's pendulum was also being used as a weapon. The Black Cat pirates began to think it was impossible to defeat Luffy and Zoro because they seemed incredibly strong. After waking up Luffy, Nami briefly fainted. Luffy noticed Nami's wound. Nami asked Luffy to fight for the village and her treasure, and Luffy agreed. The pirates backed away from Luffy, afraid for their lives. While Butchie fought Zoro, Django faced Luffy. Kuro said the time was up, and he would kill everyone. He was also surprised that Luffy survived the fall from the cliff because he thought that fall would kill him. Before Kuro could kill anyone, Kaya arrived and begged him to stop. Usopp managed to save her before Kuro attacked her. She told Usopp she couldn't bear to see him hurt while protecting her. Then she talked to Kuro and said he could take her treasure and leave the village alone. Kuro told Kaya he wanted more than her wealth, he wanted peace. He said, despite her pleas, the Black Cat pirates would still attack Syrup Village and kill her. He took a gun and aimed it at Kuro. He threatened to kill him if Kuro and the Black Cat pirates didn't leave the island now. Kuro managed to lower his guard, mentioning the last 3 years they spent together. He also said that spending 3 years with him was an insult to him as a pirate. He took the gun and threw it to the ground. Usopp took the gun and tried to shoot Kuro, but Kuro used his Nuki Ashi to reappear behind him wearing his cat claws. He tried to kill him to pay for punching him, but his attempts were stopped by Luffy, who gave him a Gomu Gomu no pistol, knocking him to the ground. Luffy swore Kuro would have a bad day because he didn't like being punched. As the Usopp pirates helped and fought Kuro, he managed to rise and knock down Usopp. Now knowing that his opponent possessed devil fruit abilities, he decided to personally target Luffy, ordering Django to continue and kill Kaya. Although now powerless and unable to fight, Usopp ordered the children to protect Kaya while he stopped Django from pursuing them. Although Zoro tried to help Luffy, he was stopped by the strengthened Butchie. Despite Butchie wreaking havoc with his powerful attacks, Zoro used his 3 swords to finish him off. Kuro mocked Usopp for his weakness and determination to become a brave warrior, and his crew joined in the mockery. However, Luffy attacked the pirates with a large rock. With Luffy's permission, Zoro left the battle to help protect Kaya from Django. Luffy continued his fight with Kuro, but Kuro evaded each of Luffy's attacks using his Nukiashi technique. His crew supported him as their captain, and Kuro explained his intentions to no longer be a pirate captain. Back at sea, Kuro grew tired of being a fugitive under constant pursuit by the Marines, so he decided to enact a plan. When his ship was attacked by a Marine, Kuro boarded the ship and killed every Marine on board except for one soldier. Django hypnotized the soldier and one of Kuro's crewmates to look like him. Under hypnosis, the crewman believed himself to be Kuro and was taken to the Marine base. Believing himself to be Kuro, he was arrested and killed by the Marines. Kuro is now free to live a peaceful life, needing only the money he inherited from Kaya. The children accompanied Kaya into the forest as they hid from Django, while Zoro and Usopp attempted to find the crew. However, Kaya weakened and could no longer run. The children attempted to attack Django using a fake surrender, their weapons, and a tree, but their attempt failed as Django remained unharmed by their attacks. After Django threatened to kill the children, Kaya agreed to sign a testament according to Django's plan, in exchange for the children's safety. However, before Django could execute Kaya, he was finally found by Zoro and Usopp, who arrived to help. On the northern coast, Kuro declared his intention to kill his entire crew to avoid anyone among them exposing him in the future. His usual tactics against Luffy's attacks failed, so he resorted to using his Shikushi technique, an indiscriminate attack where he slices through everything and everyone he sees at lightning speed, rendering himself completely invisible to his opponents. Though Luffy was his only opponent, the attack caused collateral damage to his own crew, leaving them severely injured. Luffy sustained injuries from the attacks as he persisted in effectively combating Kuro's abilities. Kuro attempted to use Shikushi once again against Luffy, but this time Luffy used his rubber body to restrain him and immobilize him. Stretching his neck backward, he unleashed Gomu Gomu no Cane, a powerful headbutt that rendered Kuro unconscious and shattered his glasses. At the end of the battle, Luffy ordered the remaining Black Cat pirates to leave the island, including Kuro. Zoro and Usopp arrived simultaneously to protect Kaya from Django. Zoro cut a branch of the tree, creating a path for Usopp's Hisatsu, Kayaku Boshi, an explosive bullet that detonated in Django's face, defeating him. Not wanting to be recognized as a hero in the village, Usopp asked the children not to reveal his actions to the townsfolk. After meeting with the crew to thank them for their assistance, Usopp had a conversation with the children. He explained his aspirations to leave the village and become a true pirate, encouraging each child to pursue their individual ambitions. To express gratitude for their heroism, Kaya gifted the crew with the Going Merry, a ship designed by Merry. Gratefully accepting the ship, the crew prepared to depart, deciding to include Ussop as a new permanent member of the crew. Kaya met Mary on the shore, where Mary explained Usopp's past. In his childhood, Usopp's father, Ussop, set sail with Shanks to become a pirate, leaving his son and wife behind. Usopp's mother passed away from illness shortly after Usopp's departure. Left alone, Ussop became the town liar, hoping his lies would someday bring his father back. In the present day, the children took on Usopp's role as the town liar, claiming that pirates would arrive on the island.